Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
Oh, cool. Get to finally play with one of these things. What should I order? Ha! The options are the favorite drinks for the captains of DS9, TNG, and Voyager. Gotta give the game a bonus point for that one. So I think I'll go with the Klingon coffee. Oh, what the heck, game? That's the sound for the transporter, not the replicator. Bonus point retracted. So close. Hi, I'm Ben Kai, and today I've got the most recent Star Trek adventure game to come out in over a decade, Star Trek Resurgence, which basically plays out like one of those Telltale adventure games. Now, Trek games in the past have never shied away from trying to copy other game concepts like Hidden Evil, obviously riffing off of Resident Evil, or Elite Force lightning gunning its way to the Quake 3, or even Klingon Academy soaring to be another Descent free space. This time, it's Telltale's turn to get the copy track treatment, and it's pretty much exactly like those games. Really poor gameplay, coupled with an otherwise competent story.
You've heard of me?
So starting off with the gameplay, just like I said, it's not that very good. It's really bad. I don't like it at all. There's those annoying QuickTime events. They got forced stealth sections, and super easy puzzles that are nothing more than just obstacles in your way from progressing with the story. Heck, even the two parts that I thought would be decent ended up being terrible. Shuttlecraft piloting sounded cool until you realize it's nothing more than get to the waypoint without hitting a rock. But phaser combat? Oh, how they just screwed that up so bad. Looks at first to be a Gears of War based cover shooter, but it's actually the off-brand version your grandma bought by mistake. The camera doesn't respond, aiming is slow, and you can't move. You just stay in one position until you've shot enough aliens. They give you 3 lives per battle, so it ain't that hard, but if you do die, then you can turn on story mode, which basically gives you infinite lives. And while I'm at it, why does the cursor move so slow? I just want to get to the next cutscene! Okay, I'm done ranting about the gameplay. Now for the story. It's pretty good, and I'd say it's on par with some of the best 2-parter Star Trek episodes. So here's a quick rundown of the plot with no spoilers, because let's face it, that's all this game has going for it. You play as 2 different characters aboard the science vessel Resolute. Commander Jara Rydek, the recently hired first officer, and Petty Officer Carter Diaz, one of the engineer crew members from the lower decks. The mission? To escort an ambassador to facilitate talks between 2 alien species. Now, who could that ambassador be, I wonder?
Terra firma, so to speak.
Ambassador Spock?
The guy voicing the part sounds almost identical to the late Leonard Nimoy.
Fascinating. The Takan were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
And I had to check the credits just to be sure that Leonard Nimoy didn't voice the part before his death. Gotta give props to Mr. Piotr Michael. Live long and prosper, dude. You did Spock proud.
Thank you.
Along the way, the crew of the Resolute will discover that these peace talks are not what they seem, and even have ties to an old adversary from the past, the Takan. Hold on a sec. I'm having trouble remembering that one.
Actually, I've heard of the Takan.
On stardate 41386.4.
Let's see here. What season was that? 6, 5, 4. No. Oh no. Not season 1. Back when we had bad acting and a beardless Riker. And sometimes in the same scene. Those early TNG episodes were really rocky, but also introduced us to the Ferengi, with the one and only time they used the laser whips. Considering this episode Commander Riker dealt with the Guardian of the Takan Empire, it makes sense that he'd also show up in the game to offer up some advice.
Captain Riker, this is my first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
My pleasure.
Sir.
And judging by the fact he's captain of the Titan at this point, and Spock hasn't left for the Abrams-verse yet,
Thank you for identifying my deficiency.
we can assume that this game takes place between Star Trek X Nemesis and Star Trek XI JJ Reboot. Choices in the game have.
Consequences.
No, not really. It has the illusion of giving you choices when in reality it has little to no effect on the story as a whole. Sure, certain characters may treat you differently depending on how you talk to them, or an ancillary character may die, but the ending will pretty much always be the same regardless of any of that. And even though that timer bar looks like you're under pressure to make a decision, you're not. The game will simply turn gray and pause when it reaches 0, giving you infinite time to think over whatever you want to do. No, you do not say hello there in the dark. That is horror movie 101. Don't do that. Graphically, it looks fine, but the animations can really look weird. Like the walking just doesn't look natural at all. Sound and music are good. There are some nice orchestral pieces here and there that fit well with the Star Trek universe. And the sound effects are all super authentic to the shows, minus that one replicator incident. Jeez, what an oversight. Probably the worst offense is not being able to load individual chapters to change your choices to see these slightly different outcomes. Instead, you'll have to start the game over from the beginning if you want to make a different choice. You also can't skip dialogue, which means you can't quickly get to that one part you wanted to change. While I commend the developers for making a very good Star Trek story, and better than most of the new Trek shows on Paramount Plus, it is marred with poor gameplay and some technical issues. If you're a Trekker, like me, then you'll like it and forgive it for its mishaps. And now that it's finally been ported from Epic over onto Steam, I'd say get it from there whenever it has a good sale and have fun with it.
Intriguing.
Who knows? Maybe those folks over at Dramatic Labs may make a sequel and pull from another obscure Star Trek episode. Personally, I'd like to see the return of those body-snatching insect creatures. You know, the one that Riker and Picard blew up and never heard from again.
We seek peaceful coexistence.
Gotta love season 1.